Welcome back, everyone. Dustin here again, Average Guy HiFi, with another two-channel review for you guys. And this one I was actually really excited about. This is the type of speaker that ultimately what I wanted to start this channel for, to help people out there, again, that have more limited budgets, that just don't want to invest a whole lot of money into the hobby itself, but still want good sound. And it seems that some of my videos have been leaning towards some of the more expensive stuff because I've been doing this for 20 years. I really like reviewing the more expensive stuff because it allows me the opportunity to buy it and then test it out with you guys. And I think that this type of speaker is really, I think that that's how this channel will kind of continue to grow. And again, thank you guys very much for all the support. Over 6,000 subscribers, just fantastic. I kind of keep it on the down low. I don't share it anywhere. I've been just kind of hammering these videos out, and again, it's been really working. But anyway, what I'm sitting here next to is a Sony bookshelf speaker. And Sony speakers, I've been doing this 20 years. Sony speakers have kind of, to be kind of kind here, they've never really intrigued me all that much. I've listened to a bunch of them. Back in the old Circuit City days, things like that. They had some powered towers, were really cool. When I was younger, I thought they sounded amazing. But you know, I kind of moved on past that to the, as you guys know, Polk and Definitive Technology, Klipsch, Martin Logan, Bowers and Wilkins, Paradigm, things like that. So it was never a brand that I gave too much attention to, just because of my previous experience with them was more kind of entry level, not quite necessarily the sound I wanted. But what I have here is a pair of the SS-CS5 Sony bookshelf speaker. And kind of give you a little bit of a close-up there of the woofer and everything. So here's the back of it. This is a three-way rear-ported bookshelf speaker. There's a kind of close-up of the binding posts. So the way that it's kind of situated is up here on top, it has a 3/4 inch super tweeter. The one tweeter down below is a 0.98 inch, kind of just a normal tweeter, and then that right there is a 5-inch woofer. So pretty attractive, actually, looking little speaker. It's not going to knock your socks off when it comes to style or anything, but it really is kind of good looking with that kind of shiny plastic mixed with the vinyl wrap and everything on it, and even the little blue tint to the woofer is pretty attractive. So I've obviously got it sitting next to these Klipsch RP600Ms, which are much larger, as you guys can see, and that's why I wanted to put it here. Just kind of rotate it around there so you guys can kind of see it. But the reason I say it's kind of a three-way speaker is because the two top speaker components are actual tweeters, so they handle the high range. Usually most three-way speakers, I mean, they all vary a little bit, would be a tweeter, a mid-range, and then a woofer. So these are just kind of structured a little bit differently. So the other specs here, Sony claims they go down to 53 hertz. So 15, that would be awesome. But basically, I totally believe them. I've been listening to them for a while now here. And again, I'm trying to A/B these things against my reference speaker, which is the RP600Ms. And surprisingly enough, they held their own. Very close, actually. I would even love to be able to offer you guys some type of a blind test. You know, if the channel grows, I would love to set up like an office where people come and test out speakers, and they have like a curtain up, and then I'll play speakers and see if I can surprise people. And I think speakers like this might catch people off guard. So what makes these things really special to me is that the MSRP, you know, what the manufacturer suggested these things should be selling at, is only $168. They go on sale frequently. I've seen Amazon have them. Cheap Audio Man, subscribe to his channel. I'll put a link to his video on these speakers as well. Just love his kind of, he's very just kind of easygoing, loves the hobby. So I'm trying to support him as much as possible. But really what it is that $168 is a great MSRP for a capable speaker like this. But really, they do go on sale for like $120, things like that. Luckily, somebody reached out to me on the channel, one of the comments, and let me know that these were on sale on Amazon for $75. That was a brand new. You know, you guys are used to me buying used equipment, things like that. I picked these up brand new, shipped to my door for $75. I mean, just an unbelievable deal. So again, they go down to about 53 hertz is what they're claiming, and I think that that's accurate. That doesn't seem like they inflated those numbers. They recommend 100 watts. It's kind of funny. From what I was reading through the website and everything, like the power they recommend is 100 watts. The maximum power handling is 100 watts, which I know I've explained this before too. It's better to give a speaker more power than too little power. Usually it's too little power, trying to make it go to volumes that it's not designed to go to. That's where most speakers get blown. But these, again, it's 100 watts is kind of what they're recommending for them. I've had them hooked up to these mono blocks over there, so it's definitely giving it a lot more power than that, but they sound really good when you give them some nice clean power as well too. The impedance is 6 ohms on these, but the one kind of rating that I thought was a little bit funny was the sensitivity rating is only at 87 dB. That's a little bit on the low side, not super low. The speakers go way down below that. But just for a mass-produced bookshelf speaker, usually 90 dB is kind of what I like to see. But again, these things have had no problems. I've been driving them pretty easily. I hooked them up to that Lexicon receiver out there as well too, just to kind of test and see how they would react with a little bit less power. And they sounded great both ways. The sensitivity is 87 dB. The woofer is 5-inch. Again, the super tweeters 3/4 inch, and then the tweeter itself is 0.98 inches, so almost a full inch there. They are 13 inches tall, about 7 inches wide, and just a little under 9 inches deep. So again, pretty compact little speaker. They weigh about 10 pounds too. So this is kind of the way that this channel, again, these are the type of deals that I want to be able to kind of help people out there save some money, you know, like when holidays around the corner, things like that. For somebody that wants to invest in a set of speakers, I think that this is a really good option to get you probably 80% to what speakers costing many times more than these, you know, like as you guys know, I've tested a lot of bookshelf speakers, but they were just, I was very surprised. So I'll show you guys. We'll play a little Adele. I know it's not your guys' favorite. I'm not going to be able to make everybody happy with music choices, but I get those comments, but everything's getting struck down anyway. Anytime I do a 2-channel video and I play a CD, copyright, I haven't monetized the channel, so it's not that big of a deal to me. It's going to affect me down the road, but again, I'm just plugging this thing ahead, and I'll have to come up with something creative so I can play you guys some sounds that won't strike down the monetization if I decide to monetize it. So we'll play Adele, let you guys listen to the Klipsch RP 600Ms, and then compare them to the SS-CS5s here that we have right here, so the Sonys. So let's go ahead and hop over there, and we'll let you guys listen to them.
You would always win, but I set fire to the rain. Watch it pour as I touch your face. When it burned, when I cried, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name, your name. When I lay with you, I could stay there, close my eyes, feel you here forever. You and me together, nothing gets better. 'Cause there's a side to you that I never knew. All the things you say, they were never true, and the games you play, you would always win, but I set fire to you play, you would always win, but I set fire to the rain. Watch it pour as I touch your face. When it burned, when I cried, 'cause I heard it screaming out your name, your name. When I lay with you, I could stay there, close my eyes, feel you here forever. You and me together, nothing gets better. 'Cause there's a side to you that I never knew. All the things you say, they were never true, and the games you play, you would always win, but I set fire to the rain.
All right, hope you guys enjoyed that brief sound demo. you know, it's just one of those things where obviously there's better sounding speakers out there. There's just no doubt about it. But for the money, and I can't imagine doing any better than these speakers with people under $200. I just don't. I don't even know if that's an option without going used. Sometimes you can get a really good deal on the used market, like you guys know. But just really, really held their own against a much more expensive, kind of well-known, well-thought-of bookshelf speaker by Klipsch. So now we're on to kind of the average guy hi-fi review section of the video. This is my favorite part, where I kind of give you guys some overall opinions of the speakers. Obviously, like Gene over at Audioholics, big fan of him. Like he says, you want to go out and listen to speakers whenever possible. So that is the best way. Your ears will tell you what you like the sound of once you listen to a well-positioned, well-set-up set of speakers. And that'll ultimately kind of give you guys the best way to try to find speakers that you like. But some of us don't have those options, and you know, with speakers like this that aren't all that expensive, you can try to just invest in them that way, and then we can kind of you know, if you don't like them, you can end up selling them. It's not that huge of a deal. So we're just going to jump right into it. From a quality perspective, I gave them a 9 out of 10. Feel like very solid cabinets. The speaker component materials, everything from the grill down to the binding posts, it all punches above its weight when it comes to quality. I was expecting even the packaging. Sony did a very good job getting these things packaged, no damage. The box was in good shape, the whole deal. So quality 9 out of 10. Definitely exceeded my expectations when I placed the order. You know, hit click, buy now, and then it's $75. I'm like, okay, what am I going to get? But the cabinets, everything down on these speakers is a very nice high quality, especially given the price point. Jumping up to something like a Polk LSIM 703, you know, where it's $1,000 plus, you know, for a set of bookshelf speakers. Those are going to have nicer finishes, more rounded edges. But I think Sony did a very good job with the vinyl covering. I think the speakers look nice themselves. Great job, Sony. $168 for these speakers is a bargain, no matter who you ask. Sound, I give them a 9.5 out of 10. They have a nice, detailed kind of, I wouldn't call it bright, but maybe a little bit kind of higher. They have great detailed highs, kind of crisp. That would be another way that I would describe them. Adele, that song is a very good song for kind of testing the lower regions plus the higher regions. You know, you guys obviously can compare them a little bit just off the video. The Klipsch did have more bass, but that's to be expected. That's a 6.5-inch woofer, much larger cabinet, things like that. This little 5-inch woofer seemed to just be doing a very good job. They do get a little bit boomy if you keep them too close to a wall. So ideally, if you have the space, you'd want these things at least 8 inches away from a wall. I tried tucking them up against the wall, and that was kind of one thing I noticed. I started losing their composure a little bit. So 9.5 when it comes to sound. Excellent sounding speakers. You know, they do make speakers that would probably have more bass, maybe a little bit more controlled at louder volumes, but again, we got to factor in the price when it comes to all this stuff here at this price point. MSRP, I gave him a 9.5 out of 10. Almost gave him a 10 here. You know, this was, I can't imagine a speaker under $200 doing better, but again, that's what this hobby is for. You're supposed to go out and test things out, do some research, read the reviews, read forums, get advice, and then kind of make your decision. And for people out there that are, you know, younger, or you're in a dorm, things like that, these speakers will, or people just with tighter budgets, like a lot of us, you know, budget is such a vastly different thing. Everybody says that my system is really nice and expensive, but my system is nothing compared to some of the people out there. So it's very relative, but for $168, your money is going to go in the right place, and if you can get it on sale, even better. The aesthetics, I gave them a 9 out of 10. I do like the contrast between kind of the more matte material and then the shiny plastic that they put around the woofers and the tweeters there. It's got a pretty simple box. Straight lines. It's not super deep. You know, it's not going to win a beauty pageant is the way that I would describe it, but it's just very utilitarian, kind of does what it needs to do, and it looks all right. It's not going to embarrass you. So 9 out of 10 when it comes to the aesthetics. I gave it a 10 when it comes to my price paid. $75 for these things shipped to my front door was just a extremely good bargain. Now, I don't expect people to always get that deal. but they're worth more than that for sure. This is what I'm going to list them for. I'm going to list them for $75 and let the next lucky owner kind of run with these things. But, you know, that's like used prices. That's used like damaged speaker prices. Sometimes back in the day, I'd buy speakers that have dented corners, that the tweeters pushed in, like all these different things to save a little bit of money because money was tight. But having this as an option somewhere around that, again, I've seen it on Amazon, $120 pretty regularly. With the holidays coming up, keep an eye on this speaker. This would be an excellent, I'm sure it's going to be on sale again. Excellent speaker for your office, your garage, your dorm, wherever you need a decent sounding speaker. Feed it some nice clean power, something, you know, something that's around the 100 watts, I would say, range. And these things will make you a very happy person for the money invested. So, what it comes down to is the quality was a 9, the sound was a 9.5, the MSRP was a 9.5, the aesthetics was a 9, and my price paid was a 10. That is 47 out of 50, 94% average guy hi-fi score. That is one of the highest speakers that I've reviewed so far. So, and again, I think that this is more of what I wanted this channel to be. Obviously, I love reviewing the more expensive stuff as I look out there. There are some expensive speakers out there for sure, but this is a journey. I've been doing it for 20 years, so you can push the fast forward button, listen to kind of my reviews on things. I'm using my money. One day, maybe speaker manufacturers might send me stuff, but I'll be very upfront with that. I'm going to treat speakers kind of the way I'm treating them now. Now with my own money invested, I can just be brutally honest and move these on to the next owner. But luckily, Sony did a fantastic job with these. So highly recommended. Very high scores when it comes to my channel. So again, if this is something somewhere around that price point, they'll make you very, very happy with the purchase. So if this is the stuff you're into, again, the support has been amazing. If you have friends out there that are jumping into the hobby, I'm not going to get real technical with this channel. I'm trying to keep it more towards just the basic information, show you them playing, give you my thoughts on them so you make a more educated choice when you go out there and start putting your hard money down instead of mine. And that's kind of the reason I did this channel, just to kind of share my thoughts on those type of things. So my name is Dustin. The name of the channel is Average Guy Hi-Fi. Thank you again for all the support, everyone.